Is SilkSong too hard? It's a question that has been a big deal ever since SilkSong released. People started playing SilkSong expecting a similar experience to Hollow Knight. A beautiful relaxing game with of course difficult and exciting moments and challenges. Something that Hollow Knight has achieved like no other game out there. But people quickly realized that SilkSong wasn't exactly what they were expecting. Don't get me wrong, this game is as good if not better than the original. It's just not very relaxing. No way, what? She gets a new attack where she jumps into the air and absolutely combos your ass. No, I healed, I fucking healed. That's insane. No, I'm dead. Fuck, I'm so. From the fact that basically everything does double damage, to the more advanced movement, enemies and boss fights. SilkSong is way harder than its prequel. Hollow Knight is starting to feel like the SilkSong tutorial. And let me show you why that's not a good thing. Some people got stuck on boss fights or enemy rooms in ways they weren't expecting from the early game. It annoyed people, and that's when people started asking themselves, is SilkSong too hard? This is the third episode of my SilkSong playthrough, and today we're taking on the 3 hardest early game boss fights in SilkSong. And you'll finally get to hear my opinion about the difficulty of this game. We're starting here in the Hunter's part, where we are immediately taking on our first boss fight of this video, the Savage Beast Fly. He's also the most important boss fight for the theme of this video. That's because he's considered as one of the hardest early game boss fights in all of SilkSong. His attacks aren't that complicated. He has a slam attack and a swoop attack. Even though his pattern consists of only a few more attacks than my current subscriber count, this thing still managed to turn the SilkSong community upside down, back to normal, mirrored, into the past, demirrored, then back into the future, and very confused of why Team Cherry would ever do such a thing. This boss fight looks pretty easy to be honest, but I hope you like the sound of Hornet dying, because you're going to be hearing it a lot this episode. Mainly because of this third attack, where he spawns in a few extra enemies. That's because these enemies aren't some regular one-hittable enemies, but seriously strong enemies that can deal 2 masks and have a lot of health. A resource that he also isn't really lacking. It's a pretty fast-paced boss fight and he's also pretty unpredictable sometimes. For a lot of people this boss fight was a challenge and a lot of people got stuck here for way longer than should be legal. And this big evil bouncing fat ball of anger became the face of SilkSong being very hard. I grinded him for about an hour while my runs kept getting longer and longer and I slowly got closer to beating him. I got better and better at using my tools and my silk spear, and after 1 hour I finally did it. Yes! This is the Crest of Beast. A crest is like a new attack set. For every crest you get a new unique ability if you heal and a different regular attack and pogo. It's a very cool mechanic and we'll find a lot more of these crests throughout our playthrough. This one unfortunately isn't good at all. The pogo is very weird, you kind of turn into a saw blade and get boosted forward. The attack speed of the crest is also kind of slow. The unique ability you get after healing is good but not great. After healing you enter Fury mode. Is that seriously what I wrote down? You enter Fury mode. Your attack speed and damage temporarily increases. This sounds great, but there's one downside. Instead of healing after, well, healing or binding I guess, you just enter the Fury state, where the only way to heal is by hitting enemies. This means that if you're alone or just miss your attacks, you can't heal. This crest is fine for boss fights, but in most of my playthrough I won't be using this crest. That's because I will find another crest later in this video that is completely broken. With this first boss fight, the answer might already seem clear, but this crest might just change that. After I killed the savage beast fly, I immediately went to explore a new area that I found last episode, but saved for now. By the way, if you haven't seen the first 2 episodes of this Let's Play, I would suggest watching those too, so you can see how we ended up here. The area I was talking about is called Greymore, and this area is, in my opinion, absolutely stunning. This place is such a vibe, with the rain and insanely detailed background. It's probably my favorite area on SilkSong. It's just like, so peaceful. And we're gonna beat the episode out of this boss! Sorry. But before we do that, we're going to explore this beautiful area first. Hey there, have you always dreamed of those beautiful red balls with capitalism tied up like the kids in my basement? Then dream no more, and meet the brand new Rosary Stringer 411-2025. Oh wait, you're poor as shit. How do you even buy this game? Oh, I forgot, I made it way too cheap. Well, return if you want your rosaries tied up so you don't lose them. Again. Dumbass! We started off by going to the... excuse me. Left, where we found this strange structure called Halfway Home. While traveling back to where we died, we also found a bench, but more importantly, chakra. Also, I don't know why, but I've almost finished this game by now, and only just found out that Chakra is a female. It makes a lot of sense because she has a female voice, but I thought she was a male for this entire playthrough. Anyway, I didn't buy the map because I don't have money right now and traveled all the way back. The structure I had seen previously was a bar where I could buy nectar. I also met this called Nu, who gave me a hunter's journal that I can use to keep track of enemies I've seen across my playthrough, which I'm definitely going to use. After that I ran back to Chakra, because I had finally saved up enough money to buy the map. While looking at my new map, I immediately spotted another pre-drawn structure, so I decided to explore it. This structure was a very big crow nest, where I found this new tool. It's basically the same as the first tool, but now we got 3. But that's not all. After climbing all the way to the top of this huge crow nest, we also got this. That's right, it's a Dido. I should probably not keep that. It's another silk skill like Silk Spear, one we already obtained in the first episode. And the cool part is that this ability is seen in Hollow Knight. Now we can actually use it. It's the Adida attack! It's a very strong ability, wiping a storm of silk around yourself, giving you insane damage, which you can extend the duration of by double clicking. With that I finished exploring the east side of Greymore and went to the west side. Turned to the machine that roasted me and bought a rosary necklace. I also passed halfway home again and bought the nectar. Nectar restores your masks and silk, but I had full silk and there was a so I kind of wasted my rosaries. Anyway, I continued and stumbled upon this... Ik kan niet praten. Enemy room, it's an enemy room, it's an enemy room. As you can clearly see, it's an enemy room. Which I absolutely cooked and first tried. Ignore the fact that the second tool randomly appeared. That scared the fuck! I found this very useful memory locket, which can be used to expand the amount of tools you can put on. I kept exploring, and that's where I finally found the second boss fight of this video. This is Mooring. Mooring is another flying boss fight, and he's also considered as very difficult. He has 3 first stage attacks. First, this attack, where he tries to catch you and cut you up into tiny pieces using his toenails. The second attack is a simple swoop attack. The third attack, where he launches his toenails at you like a deadly boomerang made of human protein called keratin, which I just searched up. Where he has plenty of, by the way, because he reloads those things right back after shooting. After the first stagger, he enters the second stage, where he gets a new attack, with of course more toenails. He shoots both of these individually, and after being shot they go around him and then they bounce off of each other. This attack is pretty complicated because sometimes you have to dodge it 3 times in a row. The regular toenail gun attack also changes in the second stage. He shoots 2 now, with the second one going into the air quicker than the first one and looping back. Unlike a boomerang, you don't want to catch this one. Sometimes you also have to dodge this attack 3 times. After my first attempt, I decided I would first explore for a bit before retrying. I met these NPCs called Garment and Zaza, the knight and horseman of this game. I continued exploring and I finally found it. This is the crest of Reaper. And this crest is actually insane. The range and damage increases and the pogo is actually very good. It's more like the Hollow Knight pogo and it's very easy to hit enemies with. But the best part about this crest isn't even the pogo. It's the unique ability you get after healing. You heal as normal, but after you heal, your attack rips silk out of your enemies, give you even more silk to heal with and cast spells with. The only bad part about this crest is its attack speed. It's very slow, but for most boss fights this doesn't really matter, because you're not able to hit that many hits in a row, especially in the early game where you don't know the patterns yet. It's a very strong crest and I will be wearing this for almost the entire game. After I had explored most of Greymore by now, I decided to give Morwing another go.
Britalla.
That's where I met Garmont and Zaza again, near Morwing, and they offered to help me defeat this flying foot fetish foe. I declined though because I have trauma issues from the first game, but don't worry, we'll see these guys around. And with my new crest and SilkStorm spell, I retried. With my new crest and SilkStorm spell, it took about 30 minutes before I took Morwing down.
No, I didn't record it. Well, get bells now.
Our reward was this brand new area, but I wouldn't really call it a reward.
They're all hanging themselves.
A little town called Belhart, standing between Greymore and what's to come, cursed by the silk strands hanging from the ceiling.
What the fuck? It's a curse.
And I had to get rid of this curse.
New objective.
I explored for a bit, but quickly realized there was nothing I could do for now. Except for continuing left. I found a brand new area to explore. This is Shellwood, a pretty cool area, covered in green plants and wood, with a giant lake at the bottom. Hopefully we can find the source of this curse here pretty soon. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure to like and maybe even subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. I explored Shellwood for a bit, defeating an enemy room and disliking capitalism. 60 rosaries for That's better. I explored for a very long time, finding basically nothing, which was mainly because I didn't have a map. But now I finally found Chakra. I explored for a bit, finding some good rewards. But nothing compared to what was coming. Also, I don't know why they call this the flower quest, because this took me way longer. After a lot of pointlessly running around, it was time for some more action.
That scared the fuck. Okay. What the fuck is that?
Thanks for asking so kindly. This is Sister Splinter, the third boss fight of this video. She's found in the high part of Shellwood, guarding a very important item. She has 3 attacks. First the slam attack, where she slams into the ground 3 times. Next is attack, where she shoots vines from the ceiling, making the arena smaller. You are able to destroy these vines in just a few hits. Third, her fucking stagger. Fourth, she hits you with a little savage beast fly move and spawns in a few enemies. And finally, an unintentional headbutt. Unlike the first two boss fights of this video, this one doesn't really fit the theme, because I took her down in just a few attempts. And now finally we get a good reward after defeating a boss fight.
Yes! Let's go!
That's right, we got Cling Grip. And this unlocks a lot of new stuff we can explore. And maybe this will help us get rid of the curse haunting the citizens of Belhart too. But to find out I had to keep exploring. There was a marked location on my map that I could finally explore now, so I immediately headed that direction. It turned out to be some weird maze of bells. I kept going until I got to the end. But that's stuff for next episode. We have played a large amount of this game now, and I think it's finally time for my opinion. I think SilkSong is perfectly hard. The challenges and boss fights we have taken on this episode were difficult, but nothing close to impossible. They were a big step up from the prequel, but that's supposed to be like it. It's a sequel after all. And the difficulty was balanced with the upgrades I got along the way. To be honest, I'm very glad this was the case. You probably won't believe me, but I actually was afraid of SilkSong being too easy. I was afraid of just flying through all the boss fights without breaking a sweat, and not feeling rewarded, the same way as boss fights like Nightmare King Grim and the episode Radiance did. But I'm very glad to be wrong. This game is a challenge that I've been very much enjoying. I've made it further into the game, and at the time being my opinion still stands. This game is exactly how it's supposed to be. But take my word with a grain of salt. I am a very experienced Hollow Knight player, so for people that haven't played the prequel or are just not that experienced with 2D games like SilkSong, I get that this game can be very frustrating sometimes. But that's in my opinion the beauty about not just this game but also its prequel. You will get it eventually. You might grab a few more upgrades or just try for hours, but eventually you will get it. You will be so glad you didn't give up.
Yes!
I really hope you enjoyed this video. Put a lot of time into this, as you can probably tell by the upload time, and I really feel like I've gotten way better at editing since my last video. I hope that you consider subscribing if you want to see this journey continue, and I will see you next episode. Will we be able to beat this mysterious figure? Can we save the poor citizens of Belhart? And are we finally going to enter the Holy Citadel? We will see next time. Thank you for watching.